Okay, what I want to talk about in this video is energy expenditure. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have the same time given each day. Time is a construct. What you do with it is up to you. The same 24 hours you and I are the same. The only difference is what I decide to do in those 24 hours, what actions I decide to do versus what actions you decide to do. You may consume these many resources. You may consume this type of social media. You may, pick up the phone call when these people call and decide not to pick up when those people call. And I might do it another way. I might decide to pick up when person A calls and decline the call of option B. Little do you know that the slightest things that you do, even your thoughts, even the ways that you move, you behave, and your thoughts have something to do with how your reality, how your life turns out tomorrow, next week, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from on, and so on. Everything counts. Everything you do within the time counts. Everything matters. So with energy, we all have the same line. On this line, you can imagine our 100% of energy expenditure, right? This line represents 100% of our energy expenditure within the day. Within 24 hours, we're able to expound this much of energy, right? With that being said, let's say that you, for example, are starting your day over here at 0 hour. This is the 24 hour. We all have 6 to 9 hours of sleep that the body requires to perform in an optimal fashion. We all need this. If you go to the gym, you need around 7 to 8 to 9 hours of sleep because your muscles are growing, your body needs repair, recovery, all that stuff, right? Okay, so from here, we are using for sleep. That's 33% of your life. 33% of your life has just gone to sleep. Now ask yourself this. Are you even sleeping well? Do you know the art of sleeping well? Are you having good sleep? Are you having REM sleep? Are you actually having deep sleep for your body to recover? Because a lot of you are sleeping, you're doing this, you're attempting to do this. You put your phone down after hours of scrolling on your bed. You attempt to do this, but you fail at it. You're not actually having good sleep. You're not actually having sleep that matters to you and your body for you to perform optimally during the rest of the 16 hours. You cannot perform optimally during this time if you screw this up, right? We all have to do this. It's not like I cannot do this and then you do it. We all have however 6 to 9 hours of sleep that we all have to do for our systems, our machines to operate and perform effectively. Because if you do not have this, just forget about the rest of this because it's not going to work. It does not work, right? So with that being said, ask yourself, are you sleeping correctly? Are you having the correct amount of sleep? How do you feel when you get up? Were you sleeping well? How much screen time did you get the night before? Because all these things affect your sleep. And I will be making future videos on how to sleep better, right? So you have your first 8 hours of the day, whatever you may call it, of sleep. The next, let's just say 1 hour. Most of you get up, you don't even want to be up. You have no ambition. You have no purpose. You have no sense of direction. Let me tell you something. Marcus Aurelius said something, and he said something that goes along the lines of, and I paraphrase, man has to have something bigger than himself to live for. An ambition that consumes him bigger than himself to live for. Because whatever it is, your ambition, your purpose that you believe that you have, it consumes you. It essentially gives your soul, your spirit density, right? If you have no purpose, if you have no sense of direction in life, you have no your spirit is not dense at all. There's no substance to you. You can go talk to the wall. Why are you going to talk to your friends in the morning or later this day? There's no point. You have nothing to say. You have no valuable characteristics about you, skills, things to offer at the table for you to open your mouth to communicate with that person next to you. You don't. Might as well go talk to the wall. Your purpose, your sense of direction, your ambition in life is directly correlated to the characteristic traits of your soul, of your spirit, right? So you wake up You have nothing to do. You believe that the world is perfect. Everything is sunshine in Ibiza. Poverty is not a thing. There's not out there. You're not blessed by having a bed and the place to a roof over your head, clothes over your back. You do not think about these things. You just go on your phone and scroll and look at the imaginative lives of others, celebrities that don't even know you exist on your phone, right? We're all guilty of this. I've done this before. You're doing it now, and it has to stop. Understand that this 1 to 2 hours, however long, because we all know, like, you're not just within the day. Within these 16 hours, it's not just 1 hour that you're scrolling. For a lot of you, it's 1 hour, then boom, 2 hours before bed. That's 3 hours, buddy. That's 3 hours in your day that you just spent. You only have 16 hours, my friend, and 3 hours of that is gone just mindless. And little do you know that mindless scrolling is propagating your ideals, your vision, your future towards whatever content you are consuming, right? It is having a direct impact on whatever life that you want to live. It is propagating your future for you. So instead of you being in control of the boat of life, instead of you sailing that boat, something else, somebody else, a group of others are dictating that for you, are dictating your future for you. This is a problem, right? So once you've identified what you're doing with the rest of your hours, and for a lot of you, it's just scrolling mindlessly, get rid of that. Stop that, right? So boom, you got phone scrolling here. And then the rest of you work at 9 to 5, which is 7 to 8 hours of work, right? 7 to 8 hours of work, let's just say, from here to here. You spend an hour scrolling, then you get ready. Let's just include that over here, 30 minutes, whatever. Then you spend the rest of your 9 to 5 working. Like, you go to work, you punch in, you clock in, you do your regular duties, your mundane tasks, you think, you perform regularly, the same as before yesterday, the same as last week, the same as last month, whatever it may be. In between these 7 hours, let's just say over here, right, you get a phone call from mom. And she's telling you about what happened at yesterday's party, and then what your neighbors did last week, and who did what, and nonsensical conversations. Mom can be replaced with friends, relatives, whatever it may be. In the time at work when you have break, you open the news app. You look at all the propaganda that the world has to spread to you, all the fear propaganda that the world has to give you. You consume it. You believe that it's directly impacting you. You consume all the negative emotions that the news outlet is giving you. And yeah, that's what's happening here. Okay. Then boom, 7 to 8 hours. Then 1 hour, let's say you have traffic, work, right? Then 2 hours of you belching and farting at the bar with your friends. At the club. You're at the club doing nonsensical bullshit again and again. You do this every day. You've worked, you believe that you worked hard. You worked hard for 7 to 8 hours, but really all you did was call your mom, check your phone, talk shit with your friends during work, barely do anything productive. Then you wonder why you were fired. You wonder why your life's not going anywhere. You wonder where your attention span has gone. You wonder where all this energy on a day-to-day basis is going. It's here. It's here. Phone calls, random scrolling here and here. You're stuck in traffic. In that time, did you know that you could be listening to a podcast? Did you know that you could be listening to an audiobook? Did you know that you could be doing something productive in your time during traffic? Look at all of this. Look, this 24 hours, guys, this is a visual representation of how fucked, of how messed up our times, our energy expenditure really is, right? Because do you guys really believe, that the companies that are about to take over this world, the AI-driven companies such as NVIDIA, so let's put Mr. Jensen Huang up here, the CEO, co-founder of NVIDIA. He will directly play a role in your life, directly and indirectly. He's playing a role in your life now He's in your computer, he's in your desktop, he's in your phones, he's in the apps that you use on a day-to-day basis, and you will definitely be more involved in a lot of the things that you do in the future. Mr. Jensen Huang, he has the same 24 hours as you and me. No shit. Isn't that a surprise? That Mr. Jensen Huang has the same 24 hours as you and I. Mr. Huang decides to sleep 6 hours because his time that he knows that every time he spends not on work, not on productive work, every minute he does every minute he spends his energy on things other than work is not productive for him because he's focused on creating shareholder value for his shareholders at NVIDIA. He's focused on staying and becoming the number one company in the world. He's focused on revolutionizing humanity. He is focused and consumed by a purpose greater than himself. And what does this look like for this human being, right? Sleep 6 hours. And from 6 to 24, this is not an exaggeration, all Mr. Huang does is work. And if it's not related to work, Mr. Huang doesn't participate. If it does not impact NVIDIA, if it does not impact his direct responsibilities at NVIDIA, Mr. Huang, this is a garbage can. What belongs in here? Mr. Huang doesn't need any phone time. He doesn't scroll. No unnecessary phone calls. No scrolling. You get the idea. Anything that does not have to do with work goes right here into our garbage can. Mr. Huang does not participate. He does not take part in anything that does not have to do with NVIDIA creating his shareholders' value, becoming and staying the number one company in the world. Surprise, surprise, right? Why do you think that this guy 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't know who he was? You didn't know who NVIDIA was. But he sticked to this regimen strictly over 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And now what has happened, ladies and gentlemen? They are the number one company in the world. This is proof in the pudding of what happens when you understand the fact that you have a limited amount of energy each and every day. You can only expound your energy so ever often, so ever slightly, without having a reciprocal effect onto your way of being, onto the trajectory of your goals and your ambitions. If you have to do all these side missions, these side quests, while you're on pathway to your main goal, your main destination, then you will be thrown off track. On the highway, while you're gunning down 100 kilometers an hour, and if you have the wind blowing against you, if you have rain, if you have pouring rain, if you have construction going on, your speed slows down. Now, in a destination where you're supposed to reach in an hour via 100 kilometers, you reach in 2 because you're driving at 50. Likewise, this universal principle should be seen universally, especially with our energy expenditure, and see that it applies to our day-to-day lives. This really is an important thing that you all must consider. How is your energy being used? How is it being wasted? The time you spend on scrolling with people, viewing people's videos that don't even know you exist, is not necessary, doesn't propagate you a better life. It doesn't give you anything worth living for. You have to have a purpose, a sense of direction, a way of being that is beyond yourself. You have people to help. You have people to show your name towards. You have things to create. You have beautiful artworks to show the world. You have beautiful pieces of content to spread to the world. In a world where AI is going to be the number one dominant objective force that we all use, like we use the internet today. Can you imagine a world without the internet? I can't either. Likewise, AI will play a similar, even greater role in economies, in our lives. And the only way to distinguish yourself is to be somebody, be something. Understand that the first to do that is to understand energy expenditure. How are you wasting your time? How are you using your time? We all have the same 24 hours. How is it being used?